XRP price prediction time, because we have tons of breaking news with XRP, including news about the case. We have some insane stuff to show you in the charts, and I'm even going to talk about a potential $100 XRP. Is it possible? Let's get right into the breaking news, because this is regarding the lawsuit. Ripple versus SEC lawsuit could end sooner than expected. The legal confrontation between Ripple and the SEC has been one of the most pivotal cases in all of crypto regulation. I would make the argument this is the most important case in all of crypto. This case is basically going to determine how the government treats altcoins, every single coin, not Bitcoin. Now, the SEC is alleging Ripple, the company behind XRP, raised a lot of money and they violated security laws in doing so. But folks, this case has been going on 4 years now. And so it's time for a change, and we're going to get that change because of the regulatory shifts. And the regulatory shift we're referring to is Trump's nominee for the SEC chair. This is the guy replacing Gary Gensler. And we know this is going to happen with the SEC case because we're seeing this with the Binance case versus SEC. So we have Ripple versus SEC, but Binance versus SEC also a very large lawsuit. And so Binance and the SEC, they both made a joint move to pause the legal dispute for 60 days. The reason why is there's a new crypto task force, and they need to work with the new incoming team appointed by Trump. Now, currently, what they are waiting for is Paul Atkins. They're waiting for Trump's nominee to get his position as the chair, and his confirmation remains stalled in the U.S. Senate. Now, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. We have an idea on how long it's going to take Atkins, and to do that, we need to look at Biden administration's appointee, Gary Gensler. Now, Gary Gensler, he was nominated January 19th, 2021. You can see it right here. So this is when the Biden administration put him up for vote. Well, when did Gensler get in? That might determine when Atkins will get in. And so he got out of the purgatory that is the Senate Banking Committee. He got out of that on March 11th, and then it finally took over a month later when the Senate voted on it, and that happened April 14th. He was confirmed by the Senate in a vote 53-45. And so if you're wondering, when is the SEC going to stop this useless lawsuit against XRP, we might be waiting for Atkins to come in around March or April, and so get your XRP bags ready. But now let's talk about an $8 XRP. We're going to go to the charts in a second, but we are also waiting on Atkins to approve the ETFs. There's a lot of ETF applications for XRP, and the market is growing more optimistic about this approval in the US. Here's a list of the altcoins waiting for an ETF application to be approved by the SEC. XRP ETF has been filed by Grayscale, Bitwise, Canary, 21 Shares, and Wisdom Tree. We are rolling up on an acknowledgement date. They need to determine something potentially today, and the market is giving this odds about 65% we're going to see approval. So that is very bullish because you're looking at a 2 out of 3 chance. Now, I said I'd go over a $100 price prediction, and then we're going to roll right into my price prediction here. So $100 to me, a little bit dubious. You're going to hear this, and I looked at some of the rationale behind $100 XRP. It really didn't make any sense. Here was a prominent financial commentator, and they're saying, well, early investors, you could have got 400 XRP for $100, meaning you got it for about 25 cents a piece, whereas the same amount now buys less than 50 XRP because it's around $2 a piece. And then just using, well, logic, she suggested that $100 may only buy 1 XRP in the future. So to me, no real credibility there. I would not say $100 XRP is likely. If you're using cold storage, don't use the bootleg products out there. Stick with the best so your portfolio is also going to be the best and the most secure out there. And we're talking about Arculus Cold Storage with their new sleek premium metal cards. They have all different types and styles, embedded, metal veneer, metal hybrid. Imagine the looks around the table when you slam down your 21-gram full metal cold storage card. Everyone's going to be in shock. Everyone's going to be in awe. And it's not just your portfolio bags. It's how you're securing it with the Arculus Cold Storage. Make sure you use code DC20 to save you 20%. Talk about an $8 XRP. Now the first chart we're looking at here is XRP priced in Bitcoin. The number you're seeing on the right is the fraction of 1 XRP equals 2 Bitcoin. So 1 XRP is 0.0000000 percentage of a Bitcoin. And now this trend line, this is a long trend line. This is a 7-year trend line for the XRP Bitcoin trading pair. And you can see it's just been kind of bleeding against Bitcoin. It looks like they maybe potentially flip this into support. This is the weekly candle. When we go to the daily, you can see it just wicked down to it perfectly. And so to me, this is potential support. Now, if Bitcoin does crash, it's going to bring all the alts down to it. I would be looking at this level for a strong level of support for XRP. Now, I got some other charts for you. Now, XRP has broken out of this 7-year wedge. Absolutely incredible. Let's talk about more of the recent price action here. Notice on the weekly chart, we have a uptrend. We have a trend line. When we go to the daily chart, you can see this has been holding strong support for XRP. And right now it's at a pretty pivotal point. So XRP definitely needs to act and get some support. So let's talk about that support. Now, I got something pretty interesting in the charts here. Now, what we're looking at the bottom is called the MACD. MACD stands for Moving Average Convergence Divergence. That's just a lot of googly-gook. Just think of the momentum of an asset. It measures the momentum. And right now we're seeing momentum move to the upside. This is, MACD kind of going bullish, and it's a little bit of a leading indicator. You can see the MACD turned bearish, and right here found a little bit of a bottom. Like I said, a leading indicator. As it moved up, XRP bounced. This is daily candles, ended up bouncing a few days later. And if you see where it peaked, kind of told us, hey, this is going to be heading down. And now the MACD is reversing to the upside. And so let's look at the previous MACD section that looks a lot like this to determine what is XRP's next move and what is the price prediction. Now, last time we saw the MACD kind of mimic this was during the previous part of the bull cycle in 2021. You can see in 2021 right there. So we're going to kind of zoom in a little bit and look at the 2021 section that looks like this, like big move to the upside, downside, upside, downside. So let's go back. Big move. The first big moves we got were tail end of 2020, early part of 2021. You can see big move to upside, upside, then downside again, and then ended up creating a very bullish phase for XRP. And so if we were to measure from the second downward momentum moving to the upside, having that momentum to the upside, let's say, probably roughly around right here. And if we measure that, that gives us, I'll even round down, about a 250% pump for XRP. So let's move forward to where we're at today, and let's measure what does a 250% pump look for XRP as we have our second wave of bearish MACD moving into positive territory. Now on the left side of TradingView, that's the website we're using right here, you click this measure tool, and we're going to go ahead and go till we hit 250% pump to the upside, and 250, remember, we kind of rounded a little bit, 869. That is a $8 XRP. Now, granted, this is based on XRP replicating the moves that it did in 2021, but if Bitcoin again creates a 4-year cycle and all altcoins are lifted, typically you might see this play out. Now, I got one more insane price prediction. I almost didn't even want to tell you. $20 XRP, Ollie charts. I brought him up before. He pulled up that long wedge, that 7-year wedge. And there's actually a technical way you can kind of measure this. If you break out of a wedge to the upside or the downside, you can sometimes measure the height of a wedge, and then you move that from the breakout, whether it's the breakout to the upside, breakout to the downside, and then that gives you your price target here. So let's go ahead and do that for XRP. Here's the magnificent 7-year wedge that they broke out of. Dubious because this is log chart, not a regular chart. It's kind of moving a little bit more exponentially. So let's measure the wedge. We're going to say that the peak was right around here. I don't want to exaggerate it to the upside. And then you do it from the breakout right there. It gives you a $24 XRP. Now, I don't like using log charts. I like using regular charts. Kind of changes the math, makes that look a little bit more bullish, maybe a little bit unrealistic. So just want to throw those price targets your way. $8 XRP. If you would ask me a year ago, I would have said, I don't know, this seems a little unlikely. But seeing this Trump shift, seeing the regulatory shift, seeing the SEC maybe approving an ETF in the near future, can't help but feel a little bit bullish on this token. That's all I got. I'm DZ, and I'll see you in your XRP bags at the top.